What's up, guys? WhoNeedsMeta here with Cadigan, and he top 8'd St. Louis, I guess technically Collinsville Regional, but it's basically St. Louis. Got 7th place with Shaddoll's Spirits?
Yep.
Spirit Dolls. We've been calling it Spirit Dolls.
Spirit Dolls. That's right.
Alright, so let's see this deck.
Alright, guys. So I've ran a pretty watered down Shaddoll core. I ran 2 of each. So 2 Falco, 2 Hedgehog, 2 Squamata, 2 Dragon, and 2 Beast. Nice number 10 for the Shaddoll monsters to help make sure you never really run out of them until you need to, but it doesn't clog you up. For the spirit part, and I'll get into the theorio of these guys later, but I ran 3 of the Searcher and 3 of the double normal summon, Aratama and Nikitama. Again, I'll get back into that a little bit at the end of the video. They were very good. I'm just going to throw that out there now. 2 Mathematician instead of 3. You don't really want to send like the spirits, and you only run 2 of each of the Shadolls, so you don't always have targets that you want to send. So I found 2 to be the right number for me. I main decked 2 Valor because I absolutely hate the Burning Abyss matchup, and I do not want a tour guide to resolve ever. And that helps with that a lot. And around off the monster lineup, I'm pretty sure this is 21 monsters. BLS. Amazing. Onto the spells.
You said 10 Shadolls, 6 Spirits, and 2 Valors, so 19. Am I correct in that?
Mathematician.
Oh, Mathematician.
Spells, I only run 6 in the form of 3 Shaddoll Fusion, 1 Foolish, 1 Super Poly, and 1 Soul Charge.
Did you ever resolve the Super Poly?
Yes, I did. I didn't run a Lure, again, because of the fact that I don't run as many Shadolls, and I want to draw more traps than I do monsters. And I think it worked out well for me. But if you guys want to throw it in here, it wouldn't be bad. So that's the 6 spells. And I think here comes the 13 purple cards. So Trip Shadow Games, amazing card, wouldn't run it any less. Trip Vanities, the other MVP card of the main deck. I mean, this card is ridiculous. They need to do something to it. But until it does, I'm going to run as many as I can. Others, 2 Breakthrough performed very well, again, against tour guides, against Majesties, Vanities, Fiends, stuff like that. This gives them a bad day. I ran 2 D-Prison, actually. A little bit more defensive than I've seen some Shaddoll players run. It could have either been main decked Mind Crush or Trap Stun, and I kind of felt this was more viable, I guess.
Did you ever want it to be something else?
There were a few times where I wish it would have been Trap Stun. But I'll get into that a little bit later. But it was okay. It wasn't bad. 1 Shaddoll Core. I could never figure out if I liked this card. I almost always sided it out Game 2 and 3, and there were times in Game 2 and 3 where I wish I hadn't. But there were times when I wish I didn't have it either. So it's okay for what it is. Other one-ofs, Compulse, like the new Solemn, and the actual Solemn. Compulse is too good right now, guys. Bottomless and Torrential, I didn't see... Out of 8 rounds, I did not see a single Bottomless or Torrential. People just have completely phased them out. So if you want to plan around that, go ahead.
Cards are ass.
Yeah, they're really bad right now. On to the extra. The utility of the spirits allowed me to run a much bigger rank 4 engine than normal. And I went into all of these except for Emerald. I think my most used XZ was actually probably Karen Gorgon, to protect my BLS or Construct from stuff like Wing Blast or D-Prison. Really paid off for me. That's it for the rank 4s. The 1-5 Armades. The 6 Goyo, went into it a lot actually. The 7s, never went into them, but they were there. Never went into Leo, but again, it's there for you to make with Falco and 2 Spirits, or Construct and Falco. Then I ran 2 of each Fusion. There were times when I wanted a 3rd Construct, but I don't know if it would have been worth sacrificing another spot for. Going briefly over the side, because this is kind of, you're dependent on your local, but I wanted to give a particular shout out to Trap Stun as the best card in my side deck all day. The chain links that you can get and then negate with this is ridiculous. By far the best card in my side deck. 2 Light Mirror. I mean, I don't think I drew it. I sided it in against the 3 Stellars I played against. But I don't think I drew it, and it wasn't nearly as good as this card, actually. That card...
I saw it happen.
That card single-handedly won me a game against Abyss and against 2 Stellar players. You just chain this to the activation of Tour Guide or Altair or Vega, and if they don't have a response, they're kind of dead in the water. Additionally, your Spirit's normal summon, so that doesn't conflict with this at all. Almost all of your Shaddoll main deck monsters are different levels. Be careful you can't fusion into Winda if you have a beast on the field. But overall, this card is actually amazing, and I didn't think it would be. Most underused card in my side deck. Never sided it. But it was there as a theory. MSTs came in occasionally. They were good. Raigeki. Sided it a few times, never drew it. Kind of wish I would have at some point, but never did. Maxis, underperforming. I don't think they're worth it right now. The one Suki, because I could search it. The one player I actually lost to, I went 6-1-1, was a Shaddoll player. I ended up Sukiing his Winda, and it helped, but I ended up losing. But it was a useful card. And I sided a T-King. Sided in plenty, didn't draw it. Good theory, but I don't know how well it actually would have done. So, to get into why I think the Spirits are worth running in the deck, or at least for me.
Besides that, Nikki gets you draws when you add it with Aura and then the fusion.
Yeah, so essentially, your ideal turn 1 opening is Aratama, Fusion, and any one of these guys. I particularly like opening Beast with this, but it can really be any of them, besides Dragon, because you'd waste the effect if it was turn 1. So let's just go with Beast, because he's my favorite one for this combo. So essentially, you normal Aura, add Nikki. Fusion, Construct, these two into this. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Chainlink 3. Send Falco or whatever else you want. Draw. Draw 2. You end up going +1 off of this. You replace 2 cards in your hand, and Falco will net you a +1 from that. And it really, really, really helped me filter out into all of the really important cards like Vanities. I fished for, like, every time I did it, I ended up fishing for Vanities, I think. So that combo in and of itself, I think, is quite viable. Additionally, if one of my favorite turns is to do this. So if I open both of these, I'll normal, add Lavalval Chain, which is actually really good for turn 1. Detach, probably send Squamata and then Falco. And then next turn, if it nothing gets dramatically changed, I can flip Falco, summon Squamata, summon the Aratama, detach to send another one like a dragon or something, pop with dragon, draw with a Nikki I just detached because I have a Spirit on the field now, and then sink into Goyo with Falco and Nikitama. I did that a lot. So that's just kind of a few general combos with the deck. The fact that this is a double normal summon forces out your opponent's Vanities without you having to waste cards.
Because they'll both go back.
Yeah. Well, because if you're playing like Teller Dolls, the play this would be, say, your Deneb, summon Altair, activate effect, Vanities, nothing happens. Whereas if you do this, then you can normal summon this, and then they don't interrupt anything you're doing, they just flip it, and then you can wait for it to resolve and MST something else, or plan around it otherwise. Additionally, in the mirror match, you can double normal and then XYZ into Castell, getting around that 1x or special summon restriction. Lots of interesting interactions with these cards, and obviously the light and the dark help.
Oh, thanks for watching, guys.